What up everyone, welcome back on my channel. I hope you can hear me clearly because I'm recording this in the car on my way home from the gym. So in this video I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors, my favorite basketball team. This video is one of a series where I talk about the Warriors on Wednesday. I'll call it Warriors Wednesday. The next game is the Christmas game against the Lakers. You've probably already seen the game when you see this video. So first off, I want to predict the score. I think Stephen Curry will go crazy. He will go for 45 to 50 points, 4 or 5 assists, because he doesn't handle the ball that much. Obviously, Steph is a great ball handler, like one of the best in history, but for some reason, Steve Kerr lets Draymond Green handle the ball a lot, because Draymond is a great ball handler for a power forward, but he's not Stephen Curry. And the idea behind Draymond handling the ball is that Steph can run around off ball and get open and get shots, but oftentimes that doesn't work because there's no other player that can make shots from outside on the Warriors roster. So then Draymond tries to do some crazy passes and then he overthrows it, or he underthrows it, or Kuminga is not fast enough to catch it, and then we turn the ball over. That's one of the big problems, and I think this one will not be that important against the Lakers, because the Lakers don't have that much perimeter personnel. So I don't think Stephen Curry will have that much opposition. But on the other side, they have fucking Anthony Davis, a 7-footer, one of the most dominant players in the league who can put everyone in the basket. And our biggest player is 6'9" Trace Jackson Davis, and he's too small for AD. AD will go crazy. If AD wants to win the game, he can win the game, and we can't do much about it. But I still think the Warriors can win, but this has to do with a couple factors. One is LeBron James. LeBron James hasn't played that well in the past few games. I think he will step it up and get back to his normal production, but it will probably cost a lot of effort on defense. And on defense, he will be guarding or Andrew Wiggins or Jonathan Kuminga. So then he will or use a lot of his effort on those players, or he will let them score a lot. And I think Kuminga will just set the trend forward and just get better and better. I think the scores eventually will be like Stephen Curry 38 points, Kuminga 26, Wiggins 19, and then maybe Buddy Hield for 12 and Looney for 5, stuff like that. I think AD doesn't show up, because that happens with AD a lot, and the chance of him just not showing up and not putting in all the effort is pretty big. I think AD will end with like 22 points a game. LeBron will go crazy because it's a Christmas game on national television against the Warriors, against Stephen Curry. So the King will show up. He'll drop like 29 points a game with like 9 assists and like 6-7 rebounds. So those are my predictions, and now I want to get in the ways we can win the game. The first way we can win the game is by AD not being effective, and we can make AD less effective. If he wants to, he can still go for 30 plus. The way to make AD less effective is let him settle for like mid-rangers and like 3-point shots. He's not a great shooter. The other way to make AD less effective is to put AD in a lot of pick and rolls and let Stephen Curry attack AD. He's gonna get tired a lot. So if AD is tired on defense, he can't put all his effort on offense. So that's one way. Another way we can win is if Buddy Hield has a great game. This is because if Buddy Hield has a great game where he scores like 23 points a game, then it opens the game a lot for like Stephen Curry, and because Stephen Curry often gets double teamed. Also, I think the lineup we should use is probably Stephen Curry, Buddy Hield at the 2, Andrew Wiggins at the 3, Draymond Green at the 4, Trace Jackson Davis at the 5. I think Trace has played really great the last few games, and he can step it up and continue getting better. And we definitely should play heavy Kuminga minutes off the bench and just sub him in for Andrew Wiggins. Also, off the bench, Schroeder should get some minutes to put on D'Lo if D'Lo is playing well, or we could use GP2 on D'Lo. So now I want to get into rotations. Rotations are a big issue for the Warriors, definitely because Steve Kerr has some stupid choices. Like, he uses rotations with Steph at the 1 and a Schroeder at the 2. That's fine, it's undersized. Then you have Podziemski, a 6'4" guy, at the 3. And he even sometimes uses Moses Moody, a 6'5" guy, at the 4. And then he even goes to Draymond Green, 6'6", at the 5. That's just fucking brain dead. I know Jim Parker has called Steve Kerr out a lot on these rotations. If we continue using those 3 or 4 guard lineups, we will just lose. The Lakers are too big. They have LeBron James, who is 6'9". LeBron James is taller than almost all our players. And then they have AD, a 7-footer at center. So we can't go small. Going small has no advantage against them. Using Steph and Buddy Hield at the 1 and 2, that's fine because their perimeter defenders are D'Lo and Austin Reeves, and they're not that good on defense, at least. You can't add a small player at the 3 because they will have a guy like Rui at the 3. Then they have LeBron James at the 4, and LeBron is a mismatch for almost anyone. I don't want to see anybody besides Draymond, maybe Looney, Trace, Slow-Mo, Kuminga, maybe Wiggins on him. I don't want to see Steph guarding LeBron or GP2 on LeBron. Some of the last matchups against the Lakers, we went with the lineups where GP2 played the 3, and then GP2 gets switched on LeBron or guards him straight up, and GP2 can't do much. He's a great defender, but the guy is 6'2". He's my height. He's not 6'9", and he's also not 260 pounds or 240. Like, LeBron is double his size. LeBron will shoot over him or walk through him. You can't do much about that. So I think if we have great rotations with the following players: Steph, Buddy, Wiggins, Draymond, Looney, Trace, Slow-Mo. I want to see Slow-Mo play again. Like, what the fuck happened with Slow-Mo? Slow-Mo is one of our best big players because he's 6'9". He can guard up and he can guard down. He can guard AD for some minutes. He can also guard someone like Austin Reeves. I don't know why they don't play Slow-Mo. He's also a great passer. He's not a elite shooter, but he can shoot pretty well for a 6'9" dude. Then off the bench for guards, I want to see Schroeder and Gary Payton. Who plays more depends on how they play, and if Schroeder's playing good on offense, I want to see Schroeder more, and I barely want to see any GP2. But if Schroeder isn't shooting well, I want to see a lot of GP2 on like D'Lo and Austin Reeves. Of course, one of the big pieces, Kuminga, has to play a lot. Kuminga, give the guy 30 minutes a game. He's our second option. He's at times our most effective scorer because Stephen Curry has these slumps where he doesn't shoot and he just runs around. Also, that's one of the strategies Steve Kerr used a lot. Don't let Steph play like a decoy. Why the fuck would he do that against the Lakers? They don't have any good perimeter defenders. Use Steph as a point guard because he's a point guard. So let's get into game strategies. I think one of the things we should do a lot is use Steph in a pick and roll to get AD on a switch and just make him tired. Then I want to go big. No small lineups, no 3 or 4 guard lineups, 2 guards at a time. I don't want to see Potts play, even though I'm a pretty big Podziemski fan. Schroeder is just better at everything at the moment. And we already have Steph, Buddy and GP2 play, so I don't want to see a 5th guard get any minutes. So no Potts, no Moody, no Lindy Waters. I also don't want to see Draymond Green at the center against AD. That's fucking stupid. Put big lineups. If you want to go small, use Slow-Mo as a 5, use Draymond at the 4, use Kuminga at the 3, use Wiggins at the 2, and use Steph at the 1. That's the only small ball lineup I want to see. I don't want to see 3 guards and then Draymond at the 5, because Draymond will have to recover on a lot of other bad defenders and smaller defenders, because Kuminga at the 4 is undersized. Wiggins is fine at the 3, but then you have Buddy Hield at the 2 if they go small, and Steph at the 1. Steph is fine and Wiggins is fine. The other defenders are just getting cooked there. Kuminga is too small to play the 4 really well. Draymond is too small for the 5. Buddy is not a good defender, so you're already compromising 3 positions just for a bit more firepower. We are basically gambling on their shooting. If they shoot like 40-50% for 3, then we're of course winning, but the chance of that happening for all those players is pretty low. So don't fucking gamble on those lineups. Use bigger lineups. Use AD in the pick and roll. Use a lot of Steph on ball. Use Kuminga a lot. Let Kuminga attack the rim. Let Kuminga tire LeBron out. Then we could win. By the way, I'm from the Netherlands and it's 1 a.m. and the game starts in an hour, and I'm gonna watch this one live for one of the first times. I usually watch the games a day later, but then I might get spoiled when I open Instagram or Twitter. Now I'm gonna watch the game live, and that's pretty exciting. So anyways, sharky out later.